looks like in retaliation to a massive grad student worker strike, the University of California institutions are now threatening massive cuts to the doctoral programs, okay? And that's despite the fact the universities are sitting on a massive mountain of cash. Now, we covered the initial strike and what the concerns were, namely the insanely low pay that goes along with those positions. But here's what we know. In January, United Auto Workers, UAW, the union that represents tens of thousands of academic employees, reported that dozens of departments at UCs around the state were planning to reduce graduate enrollment for the upcoming school year to by as much as 33%. And reduce teaching assistant positions as much as 30%. So the workers—
It must be hard times. I mean, it's really, really hard times. It breaks their heart to do this, but—
The amount of money they have is insane, which we'll get to in just a moment. You don't want to miss that. But in addition to all of this, the departments are planning to eliminate TA discussion sections, increase the number of students enrolled in discussion sections. So less TAs, more students, okay?
Oh, you don't mean there will be no more TA discussion things. You just mean there will be fewer of them with more people in them?
It says eliminate TA discussion sections, increase the number of students enrolled in discussion sections.
Oh, well, I mean, some of the sections might be some of them, but not all of them.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So basically condensing more people into fewer things, which is gonna be harder for the TAs and worse for the students.
100%, yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that, UC system.
You guys, they charge so much money for tuition. And the workers here, because of their organizing and because of their strike, managed to secure a little bit of a bump in their pay. And then after that, this is what they do. They're like, oh, not a big deal. We're going to eliminate a bunch of your positions, and for those who remain, you're gonna have a heavier workload. And we have a lot of money, but too bad. Okay, so at the same time, UCs are planning to increase undergraduate enrollment by 4,200 this upcoming school year, according to the LA Times. So again, workers will have less support, but way more work. And then there's another massive problem with this move. The supposed decision comes after the University of California signed a compact with the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, to increase graduate enrollment by 2,500 in the next 4 years. In exchange, the University of California did receive a lot of money, okay, to the tune of, I can't even believe, $200,542,000 for the 2022 to 2023 school year alone.
Increases. By the way, that is a small percentage increase.
Yeah.
That even though it's a small percentage increase is hundreds of millions of dollars. To give you an idea of the totality of the funding that goes to it.
Hundreds of millions of dollars for 1 year. I mean, there's no excuse they can pay the workers without having to cut, all of these discussion sections, TA jobs, like it's insane. The University of California's Office of the Chief Investment Officer announced that its assets under management grew to 186 billion with a B as of June 30th, 2021, a 29% jump over the prior fiscal year and the largest 1 year gain in its history. The additional $38 billion in assets over the previous year represents a 77% increase since 2014. What is going on?
Clearly their investments in NFTs paid off, I guess. I don't know. That's an amazing amount of money. Like, if you were in charge of that, would you ever stop laughing? You just wake up, begin laughing at the amazing good fortune that you found yourself in, and then go to sleep in the same way. No, it's madness. It's effectively infinite money. It's stupid money. Maintaining the same level of TA support and discussion section support for an increase in students would seem to be an abdication of your educational obligations to the students at that point. To do it instead where you're cutting a third of them is madness. I don't think it should take me, a former TA, to tell you that they exist for a reason.
Yeah.
they're there. And by the way, the discussion sections or whatever is certainly a part of it. I mean, some people will ignore those and never go to them. Some people will get a lot out of them. But that is just one of many things that they do. They proctor exams. They fill in teaching classes when the professor is not available. I did that quite frequently. I ran an experimental lab. I also did research help for the actual professors. We do actual research, helping to produce the academia that buttresses I guess the reputation of the university. There's many things they do. They're hurting the value of the degree going forward, not just the education you get, but what it's going to be worth going forward, because the reputation of the university is going to suffer over time.
No, I mean, it's insane. And also, one of the other things that's going to happen, and this happened when I was in graduate school, it was incredibly frustrating. It was at a time when the economy, it was around 2008, so the economy collapsed. And so the CSU system, California State University system, along with every university that was publicly funded, experienced some severe budget cuts, right? Mm-hmm. And so what ended up happening was the school didn't offer one of the classes I needed in my final semester. So I ended up taking all the remaining classes, and then I had to enroll for an additional semester, pay for an additional semester for that one class, just that one class.
Mm-hmm. I bet they hated that had to happen.
Oh, they loved it. I'm sure they loved it, right? And you look, the way that it works is you don't pay based on units, you pay based on the semester, right? Mm-hmm. Either you're a part-time student or a full-time student. Since I was taking one class, it was part-time status, but it's still thousands of dollars for that one semester and that one class.
Sucks. Yeah, this is, I guess, their underhanded version of playing hardball, and the tactic they're willing to use is the experience of the actual students. So, like, generally, when you strike back against a union, you are gambling that you'll be able to break their will or whatever. And while you're doing that, they will try to push back. They'll try to get people interested. They'll try to get the media to pay attention. Generally, that doesn't work. Although over the past few years, it's been more successful. More people are paying attention to these sorts of students. But in this particular case, they're hurting the students too.
Yes,
the students,
everyone
should be fighting back. Many of the parents who are probably paying a lot of money towards this should be freaking out over this. You're paying, I don't even want to guess, $50,000 a year,
at this point, and
more, I don't know.
And think about students who decide to come to the UC system from out of state. They end up paying more.
Exactly. Yeah, the parents should be rallying to stop this. Cut, 0.2% into just the increase in your endowment over the last year.
Exactly.
And give the grad students the experience they need. And make sure that there are enough of them that the university can actually operate. The professors should be incredibly frustrated by this, because this is gonna mean more work for them as well.
And by the way, I mean, in terms of the agreement that they reached with the UC system, the workers who striked, I mean, they didn't even come close to getting what they had asked for. So the biggest positive change had to do with their base salary, which went from $23,250 to $35,000. So that's their base salary now, $35,000. How dare, they're so greedy, $35,000, wow. And there's all sorts of other things that they asked for they did not get. It was far below the $54,000 they were asking for during these negotiations. Workers are also gonna get an additional 2 weeks of paid parental leave. So it was initially 6 weeks, now they get 8 weeks. That's pretty good, I like that, that's a positive change. But there are all sorts of other things they asked for they didn't get. They didn't even meet the workers halfway, not even close. And for what they did get, this retaliation from the UC system is disgusting. Again, especially when you consider how much money they're sitting on. There's no reason for this. They're hurting everyone, including the workers in this case, and also, as John perfectly stated, the students who are paying a ton of money to get quality education.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.